and welcome to the Hooked on Needles podcast. My name is Maricela, or Mari if you prefer, and this is episode 12. Thank you guys so much for stopping by, giving me a go. If this is your first time, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. Thank you so much. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time out of today. I have been quite busy the last couple of weeks. I was sick. Kids were sick. It was not the best time. So anyways, today is Sunday, May 21st, 2017. And I have a couple of little things to show you guys today. I will be going out later. And I will be giving out some of the stuff that I made, so I wanted to go ahead and record an episode today. Sorry, my nose is itchy. So yeah, let's jump in. I have a couple finished objects. Like I said, I've been quite busy with school, with the kids' school, just because they are almost out and field day happens and volunteering for book fair and stuff like that. So anyways, all right. So last time I talked to you guys, I had made some of these little guys. And so I made a couple more. They're just little cups of lattes, I guess, because these are light brown. I hope it's not too bright. I'm sorry if it is. I opened up the curtain to try to get you guys to see the things better. But yeah, these are the little cups, and I just made them because they're fun. I saw someone posted a picture of it, and I was like, I think I can do that, so I did, and then I really enjoyed doing it, so I made some more. Maybe I'll end up giving them, I haven't given all the moms in my life, their Mother's Day gifts, so maybe those will be some of them instead of a cacti, because I had enough for the Mother's Day get-together. We had one with my sister. I have two sisters. They're both older. But the younger of the two had a get-together, and so I took all the little cacti I had made for everybody. Not everybody showed up, but, so there were some left over, but then the people that weren't moms wanted some, and therefore they were like, please, and they're so adorable, so I was like, okay, whatever. Anyways, a couple of the moms were a little upset, like, but I thought it was our Mother's Day gifts. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, I'm just going to take them home. They're just going to sit there, so it's fine. Anyways, all cacti were distributed and enjoyed, so yay. And I went ahead and also finished this little thing that is the companion to, this little thing. I did not put the red part on this one just because I was like, well, a little bit different. The eyes are smaller, but that's okay. And so now I am done. So these will be going to my friend whose birthday was on Thursday, I believe. And so yeah, sorry. Okay, having like wavy, poofy hair sometimes is just too much. And I don't really like to use a lot of product in my hair just because, I don't know, I've never really liked it. I know I guess I should take a little bit more interest in my appearance, but I'm like, I mean, and I've always been this way. Like, I was more of a tomboy than, liking to get myself all up, prettied up and stuff, I was like, jeans and a t-shirt, people. Jeans, t-shirt, and tennis shoes. That's the way to go. I'm still that way. Like, yeah, I have dressy things like heels. I think I have 2 pairs of heels. And I do have dresses. I love wearing dresses, but I wear my dresses with flip-flops. Like, that's the kind of dresses I wear. So, yeah. Anyways, so in all of the commotion of running around with the kids and getting stuff done or trying to get stuff done, I was like, I need a break. But I also didn't want like a huge project to do. So I got on YouTube and I ended up again in the Tejiendo Peru page or channel. Although I think now they're calling it Esperanza and Ana Cecilia. So yeah, they do Spanish tutorials, but some of them have the English subtitles. So if you want to take a look, I will put a link to the video of the little thing I made. And it's this little kitty. I did not do the tail yet. There was a tail that goes on it, and I haven't done it. I don't know why, I just haven't. And so, yeah, but I think this is double knitting, you guys. I think I double knit. It is cast on with one color, but then you knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one. And then on your way back, because it's also worked on the straight needles, so on your way back, you knit the slips and slip the knits. And so I think that was double knitting, because at the end you open your little thing up and then bam, 2. And you're like, oh, you gotta pick up the stitches and everything. And yeah, I think I double knitted. So yeah, this is my first, I'm gonna say it's double knit. And I really enjoyed it. I did not think it was as difficult as other videos show it, but I also don't think it was a complicated thing. Like, you know, it's just the same on both sides and that's fine. It's just stripes, so not too bad. Like, actually having a design, I think that's what complicates it. So I don't know if I will give double knitting a try, but if I do, I will most definitely be checking out Sockmatician's videos, because he is a very good double knitter. He's got a couple patterns on Ravelry too. So anyways, and then I said I will be giving a couple of things away once I am gone. Going out today, we're going out to celebrate my friend's son's birthday, and her daughter had a birthday a couple weeks ago. We actually share our birthdays, and so I made her a little bag with the leftover yarn that I had from my niece's dress. It's the I Love This Cotton from Hobby Lobby. And I looked up the stitch. I found it online as the woven stitch, the granite stitch, or the moss stitch. So I don't know what you want to call it. Although the moss stitch, I did see a different stitch being worked for that one. So I don't know. I kind of want to say the woven stitch makes more sense to me. I did not use a pattern. I just cast on and made it. So I didn't look up a tutorial or anything on the stitch. I just did it. And then I was like, oh, people need to know what that is. Let me look it up. So that's what I found. But yeah. And so to go along with that, I made her a little ballerina hippo, you guys. Is she not gorgeous or what, you guys? Oh my gosh. I saw this pattern quite a while ago whenever it came out. It is on a channel called Canal Crochet. And she does so many little amigurumis, and they are just adorable. And so I decided to make a little hippo. I did not put her tail on yet, but I will do that before we leave. But I really wanted to make this when it came out. It is so adorable, and I love it. I made her so that she's like posing. I didn't put her feet right, like center, although you could stand her up if I I have no balance in any way, shape, or form. So yeah. Anyways, I wanted to give her a little bit of flair and have her, you know, like ta-da or ta-da. So she's dancing because she's a ballerina. So I will be giving this to the little girl. She turned 5. Oh, okay. So when I was making this, I showed it to my husband because you start here. And then he's like, why are you making E.T.? Do you guys see it? Do you see E.T.? The eyes would be right there. Okay, I don't like alien-y stuff. It freaks me out. And I was like, why did you do that? Why did you have to say E.T.? Like, so I was making it and freaking myself out every time I saw it. And even now, like, that's all I see is freaking E.T. Thanks, husband. Anyways, so yeah, little hippo done. And this and these came out of the same channel. So if you guys want to give her a look, like I said, she's got so many cute little things. I will put a link below. And going to her brother, whose birthday is actually tomorrow, is this. I did Tunisian. That is a crochet technique. And then you flip it and it's the star. He loves the Mario Brothers game stuff. So, I don't know if you guys remember in my previous episodes, I had made a Life 1-up thing. The green little mushroom. So, it's for that same little boy. And so I made him this. And I have to fill it in, but it'll be a little pillow. And so he will, you know, have that. And I was really hoping to get more than one done. I was going to make it into 2. I was going to have just, you know, so he would have 2 little pillows. But I was like, I'm not going to have enough time. So I just went ahead and put them together so he'll be able to flip it over and fill it, because I was waiting for some hooks, some Tunisian hooks that I got. Oh, by the way, all of my amigurumis I use Red Heart just because I really like Red Heart. And for the amigurumis, I think they are very, very nice. It is very nice yarn to work with for the amigurumis. And also it is very economical. So this took quite a bit. And also in my amigurumis, I don't use the really tiny hooks. I don't think I go below like 3 millimeters because my hands hurt if I do that. So I usually end up using bigger thread anyway. So I just end up, Red Heart is just a good choice for me. So I really like it. I think all of my amigurumis have been knit with Red Heart. And also, I forgot to say, this is my first knitted stuffy. I have never made any stuffies that are knitted before. I've made hats and stuff, but never made a sweater, but never a stuffy. Why? Why have I not made a stuffy? It was so quick and easy to make this little thing. I think I'm going to end up making another one because my son, this is for my son, so I'll probably make one for my daughter just because, you know, they like to have all the same stuff. And so the color work here is Red Heart, and then this too, and the actual the outside is, I have it in a ball. It is Big Twist Sincerely. It's 100% acrylic, and I believe that's the oatmeal color. Oatmeal Heather is the color. And so yeah, I just had a ball of it and I needed something that would make the colors pop, so that's what I went with. Excuse me, please. It's still Sunday morning, so I'm having my morning coffee. Anyways, and then I also made this hat, this is the herringbone hat by Anne Mizoguchi, I believe is the way you pronounce it. And I have a glass head. I don't think I had shown you guys my glass head. His name is Carl, by the way. I don't know why, I just decided to name him Carl. So this hat is for my son's teacher's son. She is always talking about him, and he just graduated high school and stuff like that. So, because she's always bringing him up, I was like, oh, if I give her her shawl, which I still haven't, by the way, I will go ahead and make something for him. So I just used my leftovers from my nephew's sweater. And this is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I don't remember the name of the colors, and I honestly don't think I have the bands, but one's a dark gray, one's a light gray. And this stitch was awesome. I had a bit of trouble getting started, actually. My floats at the beginning are a little loosey-goosey, but then they end up working up real well. I got my rhythm, and yeah, it was really fun. It was, I think it's a 6-row repeat, so it ends up looking really nice. And I don't have a pom-pom. The one on Ravelry has a pom-pom, so I don't know if I will put one on. If I do, it'll probably be in the light gray color. So yeah, that will be going off to him this weekend, or this week coming up, because it's the last week of school. And then my last finished object, I just finished it this morning actually, is my angel hat by Miss K. Jones. I saw a couple people make this, and I was like, that is such a beautiful hat. I want a beautiful hat, so there I am making it. And I used this yarn. It's Cascade Yarns Longwood Sport Stripes. It's 100% superwash, extra fine merino, and they come numbered. I don't remember the name of, or the color number of the one I have on right here. I think it was 503, and it came in a ball like this, just in these colors. And so yeah, and so I call this my Sherberty angel hat. Sherberty, yes, Sherberty, because it reminds me of sherbet. And it's so nice. Okay, so I have not made any hats with merino before. So I double stranded it, which is also why it's not very slouchy. The one on the Ravelry page is quite slouchy, or a bit slouchy, not quite, a bit slouchy. But since I was using the yarn double, and I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna have enough, I ended up just making it like a very nice fitting hat for me. So yeah, but I really enjoyed working with it. It is super soft and squishy. I love it. I love it. It's so precious. And yeah, I'm wearing a sweater because it gets really cold down here. It gets super hot upstairs and super cold down here. So anyways, this is my angel hat. I love it. It's precious. And I did put a little pom-pom on there. And I went with the smallest pom-pom just because I was afraid that I was not going to have enough yarn. And I did. And it's actually really, really full and squishy. And I love it. So I seriously, this hat is really, really nice to make. And it's not hard because it keeps you entertained enough, you know, like you get it and then you're like, oh, hold on, I gotta do, you know, a pattern or whatever. And so yeah, and it's just it's a repeat, and it's really nice. So yeah, okay, this is gonna have to be like right here for you guys to get the good colors. But yeah. And yeah, that's all of my finished objects. That was a little bit. Like I said, I haven't really had a lot of time. So moving on to works in progress. I have been working on my boomerang shawl. Ooh, super tangled. The boomerang shawl for my daughter. It is in the Helga Hufflepuff colorway, and it is from, I always get this wrong, Bumblebee Acre Fiber Farm. And like I said, it is the Helga Hufflepuff colorway. And I love it. It's super squishy and beautiful. And this is all I have left. It was quite a bigger ball. And so, yeah. And I was knitting on this. People were looking at me like, you know, what are you doing? Because my daughter is in band and orchestra. So she had concerts 2 weeks ago. We were there 2 days, and they prefer if you stay for all grade levels to perform. So we were there for quite a while. And so they also switch out, you know, she's in middle school, so 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade, and switching and stuff. So I actually did have quite a lot of rows made just in those 2 days. I have not touched it since, and I don't even remember where it was, because I have a marker on there, but that's like my front side or my right side, and this is the wrong side. Why is it called the wrong side? I was listening to a podcast, like an actual audio podcast, the Very Pink Knits one. They were talking about the right side and the wrong side and why it's called the wrong side, because sometimes the wrong side looks just as pretty. And they're like, what should we call it? And it's just like, yeah, why is it called the wrong side? It's just the other side. I don't know. Anyways, that is what I had on my needles. And another thing are my socks. I have made progress. I had not touched these in forever. And then my friend, who inspires me because she is ultra crafty, she does like everything and then some. But anyways, she was like, oh, I'm going to start making some socks. And I was like, sure, okay, cool. So she called me and she's like, can you help me? I was like, yeah, I can help you. So I was helping her a little bit. So then as I was helping her and talking to her, I was like, oh, I have socks on the needles, by the way. Let me just show you what you got to do or whatever. And so, yeah. So then I picked them up and I started knitting on them. And I got the heel on there on one of them. And I did the fish lips kiss heel. And I like it. I don't know if I like it any more than the German short row. That's the heel I usually use. And I wanted to try a different heel. So I actually contacted Ross from the Smells Like Yarn videos. And he suggested the OMG heel and the Spacious OMG. It's on Ravelry. I haven't gotten it, but I think that may be the one I use for my next pair of socks, which I have the yarn for because remember my son picks out color every month, so he did get that one out for me. And but I had not decided on which pattern, and then I remember seeing a pattern that I was like, oh my gosh, I want that. But I don't know if that colorway is the perfect one, because with this pattern you get a certain colors come to mind that I don't know if those are it. So we will see. Maybe I have to go sock yarn shopping, because I have not made socks for me that have cost more than like $5 or $6, because it seems a little crazy, I don't know, to have 25 or 30 dollar worth socks that you handmade. Therefore they're way more expensive than $30 because of all the time you have put in there. Anyways, sorry, my little rant there. And then the last thing I have on my needles right now, I finally cast on this shirt. thing for my daughter. And oh, anyways, I don't have the label, the yarn band on here, but I did start it. I am about to start the last row of the repeat. It's a little bit lacy, and yeah, I probably have made a mistake already, but that's okay. And I am on my interchangeable Chalus that I got for my birthday. So, and I'm loving them. They are so nice and smooth and just wonderful, and I love them. So thank you again, husband. Anyways, so I know that it is wool and cashmere, and it's really nice, and I hope she likes it. I'm always telling her she's not really knit worthy because she's always hot, and then she's like, I don't want to wear it because, whatever. And I'm like, oh, but I made it for you, please wear it. She'll wear it like once or twice, and then she's like, okay, Mom, is that enough? I'm done with it. And I'm like, okay, thanks. The time it took to make that for you, but whatever. I'm making it. She will be knit worthy. I will make her knit worthy if I have to. I'm just kidding. No, but I think she will like it because she can put it over like her camis, or like in the picture, it has it over like a little ruffly shirt thing. So I think she'll like it. And so I am excited to get on that. And that's it. That's all of my stuff that I'm working on. Oh, I didn't say the name of the socks. I'm so sorry. These are my fidget socks by Amy Stringer. And there is the lovely pattern. And I have made my other socks, what were they called? These are the fidgets. The other ones were the Scatterbee socks. And I love those socks, you guys. I was wearing them the other day because it was cold. I'm always cold, by the way. And they just fit perfectly. They like hug me all in all the right places, and I love them. And I can't decide if it's the pattern that I love or the color of the socks, like the yarn. But together, they are perfect. I love it. So anyways, I usually keep all my finished objects in this box I got from somewhere. I don't know. Just so that I keep it all together until I come and record. So yeah, and I do have a couple of things that I have gotten. A little bit of acquisitions. I got a little bit of birthday money from a friend, and she was like, I don't know any yarn stores. Spend it on some yarny goodness. I love you. Here you go. I was like, thanks. I love you too. And so instead of yarny stuff, like actual yarn, I got me some ChiaoGoo not interchangeable, ChiaoGoo 9-inch circulars, and these are the 2mm size 0 needles, because I have noticed that when I wear my socks, I can really feel the stitches, and either one, I don't wear them with shoes, or two, I only wear them inside, which I'm fine with just wearing them inside, because I also don't want to like rough them up too much, especially since they're handmade and everything. Like, come on, you guys, you know the time it took you, and I really do enjoy making the socks. Like, I was thinking when I put down the fidget socks, I was like, ugh, I don't know if I really want to keep doing this. But then when I picked them up, I was like, oh, why did I put them down? It's so much fun. So I am going to try to do it on 2mm, which I don't know if that's too much of a jump, because I usually use the 2.75mm. And so that's almost like a whole millimeter down. So I don't know if that's a bit too much. I don't know. But yeah, it's just because I'm such a loose knitter. Like, I think that's why the stitches open up. Anyways, and then I also got, with that money, I also got a set of these Tunisian crochet hooks. They are the super cheapo, get them on Amazon kind. And they range from a 3.5 millimeter to a 12 millimeter hook. And for the little square, I used the 6 millimeter because with Tunisian, you do have to go up like 1 or 2 sizes from what the yarn calls for. And so, yeah, 6 worked out perfect for me. And so they're just like super stringy. And then they have these little plastic balls at the end. These are all tangled, but you know, that's okay. And so, yeah, so that's what I got. The needles and the hooks from my friend. Thank you, friend. And, yeah, so I got them because I've kind of been wanting to do a little bit more Tunisian. And since, you know, they're the cheapo, and I'm not so picky about my hooks. Definitely needles, though. The not so cheap ones are a lot better to work with than hooks. Hooks, I feel like, I don't know, I guess because of the way that I hold it, I don't really, it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to think if there are hooks that I just don't like. But I don't think I have come across any hooks that I don't like. So, yeah, Susan Bates or Boyd or whatever, like, those work and I'm okay with them. So, yeah, super cheapo plastic ones are my Tunisians that I got. And that's okay. Like I said, I just wanted to have them in case I did want to take on like a huge blanket or something. Although, yeah, I don't know if I will, but definitely okay just to have. So, and then also, I went to Hobby Lobby to pick up some more little pots to keep making the cacti because I didn't make enough for all of the moms in my life. Don't know if all the moms in my life will be getting one. Like I said, maybe they end up with a cup of coffee. So anyways, but while we were there, I wanted to get some yarn to make my brother-in-law a hat. And so I got this one. It's the wool-free sock. And I know I said I didn't want to get any more of this, but this is not for socks. I will be making him, and it's the Grand Canyon color. And look at those beautiful, beautiful colors. They are gorgeous. And I can totally see why it's called Grand Canyon. But I want to make him a hat because last year I made a hat, a super slouchy hat, by the way, thinking of nephews and that they would want to have one. A slouchy hat because they are teenagers. And, but my sister saw it and she fell in love with it. And she's like, no, I want my husband to have it. And I was like, okay, but that's really not what he would like. And sure enough, I gave it to him because she really wanted it. And so I saw him wearing it, but like, because it was such a slouchy hat, like half of the hat is, you know, like folded over. And I don't think he likes it as much as my sister did, which I totally understand. So I wanted to make him something else, something that will fit a little bit better. And so even though I don't like this yarn for socks, it's a really nice and soft yarn for a hat. So I will be making him a hat of some sort. And I was looking online to see if I liked any patterns, but I think I might just do my very simple 3x1 go-to hat because I feel like guys tend to like the simplicity a lot more. Well, at least the guys in my life. There are maybe 3 of the guys in my life that would want something outrageous and crazy. but everybody, all the other guys are very simple and want things that are just I don't know, like very, I don't know what to call it, like. And when I say simple, I don't mean like I don't know. I don't know how to describe it or what to say. All I know is they don't want super outrageous like patterns or crazy stuff on their head. They want, just like a gray or solid colors, nothing too crazy. And so with this one being a striped sock, I thought maybe just the simple 1x1 will be, not 1x1, a 3x1 will be nice, because then you can actually see the color. So I think that's what this will become. And that is all. That's all. Those are all my acquisitions. I don't have a lot. I seriously don't expect to have acquisitions for quite a while. These I got, like I said, mostly because my friend did gift me that for my birthday. So I was like, oh, I'll just go ahead and do that. So yes. And also, so that is all of the yarny stuff I have for you guys this week. I am going to talk a little bit about what I have been up to. And I think I'm going to share a super weird and funny story about one of my children, one of my child's child. I have two, by the way. I don't know if I ever told you guys. I have a 13-year-old girl that will be 14 soon. Ugh. And then I have a 6-year-old boy that will be 7 soon. So, first of all, having a boy and a girl, totally different things, right? And then because of such a big gap, it's like I feel like we've been raising two only children, because my daughter was the only child till she was 7, and then he came along. But then when he was growing up, she was always at school. So I always have had the one-on-one time with each one of them. So they both feel like, no, that's my mom and my dad. And at times, not always, of course, they do love each other. They can, of course, get on each other's nerves, because that is what siblings do. But yeah, sometimes it just gets really hard to go from like, a teenager to a non-teenager, and like, you guys calm down. Anyways, okay, getting on to what I've been up to. Okay, so my birthday was 2 weeks ago, and it was awesome. I feel like I had like a 4-day celebration, because my birthday was technically on a Monday, and my husband was traveling, so he came home, and on Friday we had like a totally just getting out. We went out for breakfast, a really nice breakfast. We went to the farmer's market. And then we went to the baseball game on Friday with my sister. Sorry, my neck was hurting. Okay. So we went out to the baseball game with my sister, and it was awesome. I love me some baseball. I am not into it as much as I once were. Back in the day, like 13 years ago, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I watched baseball like it was a religion. Like I had to. It was on all the time. When she was born, kid you not, first of all, I had quite an easy delivery. I slept the whole time that I was in there, and I actually got induced because she was a couple days late. So anyways, they induced me, but then they also gave me I did not get epidurals for either one of my children, but they did give me some pain medicine. Not, I don't know what it was, but I ended up just falling asleep the whole time with my daughter. So up until she was coming out. And so the baseball games usually start at 7:20. No, 7:30. At 7:30 they would start. She was born at 7:25. And she came out and I was like, yay, I have a kid. Let me watch the game now. So while the nurses took her away to get her cleaned up and everything, my husband put the game on for me and I was like, yes, I didn't miss the first pitch. So then, they brought her back and I was a loving mother. I did not neglect my kid. Please don't think I did that. But I mean, because I did know that they were going to take her away and clean her up and everything. So yeah, so the game was on and everything. So my sister got us tickets to the baseball game for my birthday. Thank you, sister. And we went, although it was ridiculously cold. Like, we were freezing our tails off. I actually, because I knew it was going to be cold, my son was wearing pajamas underneath his actual clothes. And then he had like his winter coat on and a hat, which I knitted, of course. And he was like super bundled. And then my daughter, being my daughter, was like, it's fine. I'm just going to wear a sweatshirt. It'll be okay. And I was like, no, you need to like get a jacket, which she didn't. She was like, oh yeah, I'll get it in a second. And she did not take her jacket. So anyways, we ended up having to get blankets while we were there because it was so cold. And the Braves lost. We live in Georgia. The Braves are our home team. And I haven't really been following them, like I said, but I think they ended up at like 9-0 or 10-0, and the opponents got like 2 or 3 home runs that day. It was really sad. My son was like, opponent, why are you winning? And yeah, but they enjoyed it. It was nice, and we had a really nice day. And then on Saturday, we ended up going to my friend's house. Not my friend's house, but her mom's house. Just to have some time together, spending some time together. And then her son's birthday was actually on the day after my birthday, so they went ahead and cut a little cake for him and gave him his gifts, and so that was nice. We gave him our gift. And yeah, and so we got to ride around on like a 4-wheeler thing over like trees and branches and stuff, and that was pretty cool. I don't know if I want to do it again. I don't think that's for me, which is cool, but it was nice to do. And then so that was Saturday. And then Sunday, my other sister came by with some food, which was delicious, by the way. And we ended up having a really nice brunch with them and just kind of hanging out and talking. And so that was really nice. And on Saturday, actually, my husband and children also made me a cake because I love chocolate mousse cake. And they made me a cake a couple years ago, and I just love it. So every year I'm like, can you just make me my chocolate mousse cake? That's all I want. Like, that's all I want. I just want chocolate mousse cake. And so my son chose to do devil's food cake, which, hello, yeah, chocolate on chocolate. That's what I'm talking about. And then he was like, oh, we have to get fresh strawberries. And it was really cute to watch him so excited about it, because he would talk to my husband and my daughter privately in their rooms, and Mom, can you just stay in the living room for a second? I have something important to talk to Dad about, so just wait here. And so they would go off and talk, and he was planning on what he wanted, what kind of cake he wanted, if I wanted strawberries on it. So he's like, we're gonna do chocolate with fresh strawberries. It was so good, you guys, so good. Totally spoiled, I know it. And so grateful and thankful to my family for just letting me know that I am loved, and my friends and everybody. So thank you guys. And yeah, so it was really, really nice. And then on Monday, my friend who gave me the birthday money took me out to lunch as well, gave me my card, and we had a very, very lovely and nice lunch. And we were just catching up because we talk on the phone like once a week, but we hardly ever see each other, even though we live in the same state. But she lives about an hour away. And so, like I said, today we're going over to her house to celebrate her kids' birthdays. So that's going to be nice. My kids and her kids get along, which is really, really great, because you don't want to have friends whose kids don't get along with yours, just because that's chaotic. You might as well just stop being friends. But anyways, yeah, so I also don't want to have to force my kids and their kids to like bond, like, so it's really nice when they just genuinely have that connection. So yeah, and then that was my 4-day celebration, or 5-day celebration, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 4-day celebration, of my birthday, which was awesome. My brother called me and his kids saying happy birthday to me. He is in Mexico, and so just him calling was like an awesome thing for me. And every year, we get that call from him, and he makes it a point to call us on our birthdays and let us know that even though we're not together, we're thinking of each other. So that was really nice. Okay. And then here is the weird, funny, what just happened story. So I was going to record on Friday. I had my setup and everything. So I hit record, I start my intro, and then I get a phone call. I record on my phone. So I get a phone call, and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and answer that. So I answer it, and it's my son's teacher. And she's like, I know this is going to sound really odd, but your son lost his shoe. And then another child found the shoe. And he proceeded to throw it over a fence. So then the child that threw the shoe was a 5th grader. So then a 2nd grade teacher jumped over the fence to go look for the shoe. Couldn't find the shoe. Then another teacher was helping. No shoe could be found. So she was like, do you want to just go ahead and pick him up because he has been counted for the day? Or do you just want to bring him some new shoes? And I was like, what? And she's like, well, he lost it while we were in the hallway transitioning from one room to the other. And actually they were going to lunch. So they had been somewhere upstairs. They have to go downstairs to the lunchroom. He loses his shoe, and I think what happened is he is in between sizes right now. So I don't want to put on the ones that are a bit tighter on him. So I put on the one that's has a little bit more give on him. So I think that slight give might have, as he was going up or down the stairs, it slipped out. And he says he was in the back of the line, and so his foot came loose, or his shoe came loose and came off, but the line was moving, and since the teacher was like towards the front, she didn't see him, and so he just kept walking. And they get to the lunchroom, and the teacher notices that, his classmates are like pointing at him, and she's like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, he lost his shoe. And she's like, what do you mean he lost his shoe? And she talks to him, and she's like, how did you lose your shoe? Where did you lose your shoe? And he's like, oh, I left it on the stairs. It got stuck somehow, and it came off. So they went to look for the shoe, and then that's what happened. Some child said, oh, a 5th grader picked it up. Excuse me. A 5th grader picked it up and threw it over the fence. I'm just having coffee in my California Starbucks cup. So then I'm like, okay, I'll just go pick him up. So I went to pick him up, and I get there, and the receptionist at the front desk is like, can you please tell me the price of his shoes? I was like, I don't remember how much his shoes were. Like, usually when I take them shoe shopping, we usually end up getting 2 pairs of shoes for each one of them. And so I don't know. And sometimes I'll buy them like ahead of time, because they're having a good sale or something. So I don't know how much the shoes were, but she looked them up and they're $55. And I was like, ooh, I don't remember if I paid that much. And, so yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna tell the child, like the kid that threw the shoe over the fence, to his parents to pay us for it or what, but they were some really nice shoes, you guys. I actually have the box here. They were some little black loafers, and I thought it had a picture of it, but it doesn't. And they were really good shoes for school because he goes to a school with uniform where they require uniforms. And so having the really nice, clean, solid color shoes is part of it. And so I found these and I was like, oh, they are so adorable. And so now they're gone. So I will end up having to get him some for next year anyways, which is fine. But so I don't know if they're supposed to pay us for them or not. I don't know. But isn't that like a weirdo, bizarro story to happen? Like, first of all, I was like, why didn't you say anything about your shoe? You could have just gone back to get it. He's like, I didn't want to get lost. They kept going and I didn't know where we were going. And I was like, okay, that's fine. So, yeah, but that was such a weird thing, right? Anyways, that's what happened on Friday. And so, yeah. So, anyways, that's enough rambling from me. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend it with me. And I will have to say this because both my children and my husband get on to me about it. If you have subscribed, I would like to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really do mean it, because just seeing like the numbers climb is really nice. And also, I watch podcasts and I know that it takes time to do it. Not that I'm complaining, but it does take some time. And so I appreciate the input that is, from the podcasters. And so from the viewers, and as a viewer, like, I am so thankful that people take the time to make these videos, and I am more than happy to take the time to do it, especially because right now I have the time. Like, I stay home, and lately it's been crazy, but usually it's pretty chilled. I mean, I have my routine down and stuff, so I do have the time, and I enjoy making the videos. So I hope you guys enjoy them just as much, and I want to thank you for subscribing. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And also, like this video, give it the thumbs up, my son says. Which is funny, by the way, because whenever we are watching YouTube videos and they say, give it a thumbs up, he does this. He doesn't click the thumbs up. He actually gives it a thumbs up. And he's like, oh, yeah, I totally gave that one 2 thumbs up. And I'm like, okay, cool. So yeah, and so he just wanted me to remind you guys, not just to give it a thumbs up, but also click the thumbs up down there. And yeah, until next time, guys. Hasta la próxima.